Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to race number 2. I say race number 2, it's race number 2 of this race, inverted commas weekend. This is the feature race of the team versus team GT3 League between Mature Racing Club, NxtGen Racing, SimFX and P1 Racing Community. This is a reverse grid race, so this one always throws up a few surprises because you've got the fast drivers at the back. And we're starting 9th, as you can see on your screen, so we will flick through the grid in a minute because the start for this one is really interesting, and this really mixes up I want to say everything throughout the race. Really, it causes a bit of a ruckus as these starts always do. So these GT3 cars are quite hard to get off the line. Yeah, well, you'll see in a minute what's sort of going on. Shout outs to get underway then. So obviously the whole event sponsored by David Appleby Engineering. You'll see logos splashed all over the car for the various sponsors, but you can see Excite on the side of mine. They're another sponsor. There's logos at the bottom for GT Amiga Racing, and they're a sponsor as well. Thrustmaster are also a sponsor. On the odd car, especially the P1 boys, if I can see any of them, there's a logo for my chum. There's back end of Baggy Snails, you can just see there on the number plate. For Dark Smoker, who streams the Pro League, some P1 drivers in there as well, and he does live stream commentary, so do go and give him a like, a subscribe and a comment and all that sort of wonderful stuff. Let's get underway with the start then, and you can just see what happens here. So you'll see Pilgrim jump the start, so his car will roll forward. Spider Team will then react to that upon the start by basically not going round him. Purzel then has to swerve out of the way. Purzel's all the way down pretty much the back now, and he's hit the wall. So that's race room for a few guys. It's helped me out though, because I'm now running in 4th position, chasing down the pack. So we'll go back and see how everyone else is getting on in just a minute. But currently it's Buddy, Sean F, Jambu, me. Jambu's going to have a go on Sean in this hairpin, I'm sure of it. He does. There's not enough room for me to get through, so I just hang back. Sean was on comms, offering to let me go. I didn't want to ruin his race though, so I just said no, carry on. He then lifted in the next section to let me by. That was very nice of him, he didn't need to do that. You see him pull over and just lift off, and that lets me through. Does allow me to go and chase after Jambu though. Meanwhile, falling behind Baggy Snells with a good start in 5th. Avoided most of the melee at the start. Joanna's got through most of it as well, along with Dangly Ball. Pilgrim Paddy is the last of the survivors from the start. And don't forget, his false start effectively caused it all, though false starts happen, we're not blaming him. It is up to everyone else behind to react to it. To be fair, these mistakes will happen, and we as drivers have got to react to what's going on around us. These boys have all suffered engine damage, so Cutler, Robinson, Purzel and Spider Team have all got significant damage, and we'll all have to pit now. So that's going to cause them all significant time loss. As we flick through the pack then, Buddy still in 1st, and spoiler, we're not going to look at Buddy too much today, by virtue of the fact he just didn't get involved in anything. He was just at the front for most of this one. Jambu does feature in this race quite a lot, and you'll see why towards the end of the race. I do obviously feature myself, that's slightly narcissistic of me, I know, but in this one I am involved in a little bit of action, so we'll catch up with me. Sean F currently fighting off Joanna, and Joanna's going to go for a little move here, I'm sure. This isn't a part of the track I really like, overtakes happening, which is why I didn't go for it on Sean. A little bit of door banging in the curbs will throw you off. Again, we see it happen there. Joanna just catches the curb and hits into Sean. Sean does come out better on that. Joanna backs off. That lets Dangly Ball through here though, because he's not going as fast as he was, because Joanna backed off. So Dangly Ball's going to get himself through into 5th position, I'm certain. He does, yes he does. And Baggy Snell's doing a good job in 7th. He has hemorrhaged a position or two, but he's still doing a very good job in 7th place. Pilgrim Paddy, fellow BMW driver, running in 8th, is a little bit lonely at the minute. Let's put some race info on for you. There we go. As you can see the positions on the left hand side of your screen now, as we could have seen them in the race. Cutler after getting the damage repaired in 9th. We'll see where he finishes up. Anything north of this position is a massive bonus for him, you've got to be said. Robinson and Purcell, two fast drivers, so we do expect to see them making moves as well, as Purcell gets it all wide on the exit. And Spider Team currently is dead last, but we can hope to see him a little bit further forward. Currently though, it's the battle for 4th, let's say, involving Dangly Ball, Sean Baggy and Joe Winner. So going on board with Joe Winner for just a second as we enter this complex of corners. Looks like he's catching another car at this point. Takes it a little bit steadier here though, and doesn't want to make a move specifically here. The GTR is lovely and stable through this section. I was really jealous of not having a GTR here. They were just so fast through that section. And the cars all look really good with the lights on, coming up through the back of the track. I think it's better sending a move up the inside there. Baggy's probably a little bit slow on the exit though. Does beat the apex, and Joanna will probably go for a move down into T1. This is looking back from Sean's car. He's having to fight off a horde of vehicles coming towards him. Baggy in the Mustang, Joanna in the GTR, Sean in the Mercedes. Nothing in front of him at this point. Sean is purely on the defensive drive, as you can see. He's fully over to the left hand side of the track, moves over to the racing line. I don't think Baggy's going to send it, he's not that type of guy. Joanna though, Joanna does fly through, so Joanna takes advantage of Sean braking late as he was on a defensive drive, and that's going to send Baggy up into 6th as well. So unfortunately for Sean, he was running quite well. What that has done is promoted this man, who we know is very fast here. That's promoted him up a spot, so he can start making a charge. Thanks Joanna for smashing my logo on the side of your car, mate. I do appreciate that. Love you lots, my friend. So Dangly Ball's chasing me down, I'm chasing Jambu down, and Jambu's chasing Buddy down. The strategy for this one is a 2-stop for me. The BMW's tyres weren't doing very well. I started on the medium, which is the harder of the two compounds I was planning to run, so aka less grip, more longevity. I did just want to get the tyre out of the way, in fairness, so I ran it on my shortest stint, which was the first one. Knew I'd be starting in traffic as well, so again, argument to be made there as to whether it was the right call. I think it was, to be fair. I was planning on a 7-lap first stint. I wasn't planning on being in 3rd, I've got to be honest. And then I was looking to use my last 2 stints to make moves on the soft compound, running light fuel. So we'll see how that works out for me. So we're coming on to pit stop lap now for most of these guys. And the battle for 8th is really heating up. So Purcell and Robinson, who had that, what's the word? Had the engine damage basically from that collision in turn 1. They've been riding close together for a couple of laps now, and Robinson's potentially been looking to send a move on Purcell. He hasn't sent anything, but they've been getting close and within range to make a move now, so we'll see if Robinson in the GTR can make it happen at the hairpin. GTR's a little bit quicker in a straight line. He goes to the inside, thinks about it, backs out. Purcell does run it a little bit deep on exit, so they come together. They both sort of wait up for each other there, quite fairly, I think. So, pit stops. I'm now going on to the soft tyre. I'm on the faster tyre now. I've been running on the medium for 7 laps. I'm now going to do a 7 or 8 lap stint on the soft. So Buddy, who doesn't pit this lap, and Dangly Ball, who doesn't pit this lap, continue on. Jambu's out, so am I. Jambu does extend his lead a little bit over me, so I'm still running in 4. Well, I'm down into 4th now by virtue of Dangly Ball not pitting. Sean F up into 5. Baggy Snell's pits. He's got a full tank of gas now on the medium tyre, so that'll be him going long potentially. Joanna's out. Yeah, so let's see where this lines everyone up. Cutler is running in 12th. I was missing him up at the front, to be fair, Cutler, but he looked to be having a bit of a torrid feature race. It's all about this man at the minute though, MRC Buddy. He's just about to come into the pits. He's got a very healthy lead over second place. I'm now beginning to chase Jambu down. Jambu's on his less grippy tyre now, I think he's on his medium stint. This event, of course, sponsored by David Appleby Engineering, Excite and Edge Drinks, GT Mega Sim Racing Equipment and Thrustmaster. And of course, if you're looking for coverage of the Pro Lobby, that's over on Dark Smoker's channel. You'll find links to his channel, all the sponsors and all the sim racing groups in the description below. As we just watched Jambu take another lap. So he's done an excellent job of saving tyres and fuel. Of course, Buddy is just ahead. Buddy has pitted. I'm now back into 3rd after Dangly Ball's pit stop, but I know that Dangly Ball's going to come chasing me. So I need a good solid couple of laps now. I've got the soft tyres on. I should be able to go a little bit quicker. Of course, my laps on the mediums, 131s, 132s. Softs are worth an extra second at least. So I should be able to put some good times in. So we move forward to lap 15. We're watching Dangly Ball, currently the holder of the fastest lap, 129.7, and he's been chasing me down while I've been chasing Jambu down. So this midsection has all been about catching 1st and 2nd. You can see the gap. If we go on Jambu, you can see the gap has come down massively. Remember the gap he had on me after the pit stops. But additionally to that as well, Dangly Ball's been catching me. So Dangly Ball's a man on fire at the minute. Of course, the winner of race 1. So I do know he's quick, and we are now approaching pit stop number 2. So I'll be looking to come in. I think this lap or I think it was this lap I was going to come in. Slap on another set of softs, enough fuel to go to the end and go for it. Essentially, I got into the groove of this track now. I was making the odd mistake here and there. I didn't get too much practice in at this one, although it's a track I'm familiar with, so I didn't need too much. And yeah, I was doing quite well. 4th in the first race, and I was hoping for a podium in race 2, so we'll see how that goes. Obviously going a little bit defensive to Dangly Ball. I didn't want him to get in front of the pit stop, so I was cautious of him jumping me in the pits. So we'll see as I peel off to the pits. There we go. Joanna running in 5th, Baggy Snell's in 6th. Baggy's doing a really good job, to be fair. Clean, consistent. Not the fastest man on track by a long means, but if you look at his lap times, they're pretty solid. 134s all the way through, really. I think he's on his mediums as well. Cutler's had a good recovery. You'll remember he's been the victim of quite a bit of damage in this race. He's running 6th at the minute. He's not doing too bad at all. He's got Sean F for company at the minute. Robinson's running not far behind those guys in 9th. Spider Team's in 10th, so he's doing a good job as well, with Pilgrim Paddy and Purzel battling it out for the battle to be not last. Buddy, in the meanwhile, is rocketing away in 1st still. Jambu in 2nd due a pit stop. And I've managed to keep ahead of Dangly Ball in the pits, but I'm cautious. I'm going to have him for company the entire race, really, as he just runs it wide at the hairpin. That gives me a little bit of breathing room. Despite that, I was constantly aware that he was there, but I wasn't allowing it to dictate too much of my race. I still needed to get my head down and catch Jambu, knowing that he was due a pit stop anytime soon, and once he did that, we'd be pretty close. So I see Buddy's just lap a little bit of traffic. I'll catch up with this when it spices up a little bit. I think Jambu's going to pit any time now. Yes, he is. So once you come back, he'll have pitted. So just to give you some context, and Jambu's pit crew took a little bit longer than they would have liked, and I've effectively got the undercut on him. So I'm now ahead. Jambu though has got tyres that are a lap or 2 fresher. We know that Audi can look after its tyres and fuel a bit better than BMW can, or at least Jambu has that ability. So I now knew at this point I had 4.5 laps left on these tyres. I had enough fuel, plenty of fuel to go to the end and push. But I was now trying to look after the tyres a little bit. So when I say that, I'm trying not to use full braking where possible. I'm trying to just keep everything smooth, and not to be too aggressive on my downshifts. I didn't have to fuel save or anything like that, but I do know that Jambu on the fresher tyres right at the end is going to be on my chuff. So I was cautious about that. Buddy meanwhile does pit. So his pit crew are giving his Aston some motion lotion right now. He should come out ahead though, quite comfortably. So I wasn't necessarily considering mounting a challenge for first, as you see me run into the 129s for the first time tonight. I was doing those lap times in quali, but in race trim you don't necessarily go as fast. Jambu has got dangly ball to worry about. Dangly over 129.7 fastest lap. Joanna, one of his surgeons, he's got a fair old gap to make up to us lot though, but he's not got any competition for 5th necessarily, because Cutler's just coming out of the last corner now. Cutler has taken Baggy Snells at some point, we did miss that. Baggy's now got Robinson for company. We know how quick GTR is in a straight line. Is he going to go for a move? No, backs out of it, probably thinks better of it. Baggy's quite slow in the mid corner though, so is Robinson going to send it down the inside now? Does he? Oh, I think it's very tight. Robinson keeping it nice and respectful and not going for the full send. Baggy though makes a little bit of a mistake on the outside of the corner. It's going to like Robinson through. Cameraman needs firing. Cutler has recovered up into 8th, he's just pitted, so he can now go to the end. He's probably slapped some softs on and going for a really quick stint, so we'll see where he ends up. As you can see. So let's see how this heats up. The battle for 2nd at least, which currently I'm winning. It does look like it's going to get super spicy. Cutler v Baggy. So Cutler's going for the move, potentially to turn 1, if not turn on the hairpin. As we saw, Baggy did get that, Mustang did get a little bit unstable mid-corner, and Cutler's taking full advantage of that. And the move's going to get completed into the hairpin. Baggy just keeping his lines nice and tight, going to stay in the slipstream with that AMG and take advantage of any mistakes. Keep doing that. Is he going back for him? Is he going back for him, Baggy Snells? Does he pop out? No. I thought it was looking like he was going to pop his nose out in the braking zone. Potentially thought better of it. Robinson has broke away. Winners in a race all by himself. And the battle, as you can see, Pilgrim Paddy just getting out of the way. See from Danglerball's perspective is he's going to catch Pilgrim Paddy at a really awkward time. Pilgrim just turns in on, maybe didn't see him coming as quick as he was. Danglerball's just going to use some slipstream just to help him out. Pilgrim Paddy does just get out of the way. You can see them battle for 2nd. We've only got 2 laps to go now, and Jambu is all over my backside. He's been putting in some really good times. Let's just have a look at his tyres actually. So you can see those tyres barely anywhere on them versus mine. Mine have got a little bit more. Not too much in it actually, but I'm definitely a little bit worse off, so I will have worse wear now. I've got to try and keep hold of this position. We'll probably stick with this actually for the remainder of the video. Not the remainder of the video, but we'll not cut anymore to the end of the race now. Because at this point I was watching the deltas. Jambu come down, he's now got slipstream, don't forget, so I was just going to accelerate him up to my back end, so I just keep things nice and tight. As we enter the 21st lap, and penultimate lap of course, Jambu's going to have slipstream on me for the very fast section. And just watch how close he gets to me in the braking zone. nice and steady actually. We are closing in on Buddy slowly but surely. But again, it's hard for me to concentrate on winning. You see me just hit the sausage curb at the wrong time. That's just kind of like Jambu up. And when you talk about a defensive line into the hairpin, this is what I mean. I'm literally up against the grass. As soon as I see Jambu poke out, I was being very cautious to go back to the racing line, knowing that at any moment he could switch back on me. And effectively my car position at this point was just to not block his exit, but to make him think twice about where he could put his car. So essentially park it on the apex and keep it there. I see Jambu now all over the back of my car. I'll just ride on board with him. So again, he's not throwing any silly moves up anywhere. He's not doing anything daft. He's racing very clean, very respectful, but giving me a hard fight. Again, as you see me going defensive into the final corners, Jambu just pokes up to the racing line, but my car's in the way of where he needs to be, so again, he can't really get much done. He takes a wider line to get the speed out of the corner. Brilliant racing from Jambu. But again, my car's just where he needs to be. So we're now on to the final lap. Anything could kick off here. Just take a look up the inside, but I don't bother defending that too much, knowing that I've got the car position, I've got track position, so he can't just really throw one up the inside there. Again, going really defensive to the inside. This is the best overtaking opportunity on the circuit. It gets a little bit frisky there on the hairpin, but I keep it in position, and Jambu just has to go the long way round. Again, his tyres are much fresher, he can get a much better drive through here, but I'm basically just in the way. Dangle doors, you can see closing in on us. This is costing us to Buddy, but with it being the last lap, there's not really too much can be done. Buddy has pretty much controlled this race from the start, as you can see there. I'm just keeping it nice and defensive to Jambu. I fully know his best overtaking opportunity is coming up now, and he's in a really good position. So again, I go defensive to the inside, don't give him room to sneak up the inside. As soon as he goes to the racing line, I go to the middle of the track to give myself a better chance through the corner. Keep it nice and tight. So, Buddy wins race 2, the feature race. Well done to Buddy. I managed to hold on to second place. That was a very sweaty last lap. Jambu comes home third. Dangledore fourth. Joanna in fifth, as we've covered off before. Cutler. A brilliant race from Cutler, to be honest. Sixth position for him. He's not had it easy as Cutler. Robinson just kicking up some dirt on the exit there. He's chasing him down, but seventh place looks to be assured for him. Baggy Snails in eighth position. A good race from Baggy. Sean F fighting off some competition from Spider Team right at the end. Spider Team's tyres are knackered though, so he's going to be hard pushed to get a move made. Purcell in 11th, and Pilgrim Paddy's just sat in the pits having a cup of tea like he was before. So that's your feature race then, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a fun one to cover, very sweaty for me to race in. And just watch the guys come across. So that was your feature race then. Very interesting race, of course. Nice and fun to commentate on, and like I said, that battle with Jambu at the end was phenomenal. Tables then towards the end of this one, so Jambu retains his lead, but Buddy has, with winning that one, has chased him down a little bit, and Buddy's got a 31 point haul, so he's outscored Jambu in this round ever so slightly, so he's coming for him slowly. Me in third. I'm just 4 points adrift of Buddy, and then there's a gap to Cutler in fourth, Robinson in fifth, Joanna in sixth, Dangley Ball in seventh in the championship. He has missed some rounds, don't forget. Viali in eighth, who we've not seen for a while. Purcell in ninth, with Sean F rounding out our top 10. Next week we go to Blue Moon Speedway, similar format to this, but a lot more laps because it's a shorter lap. You get through a lap in just over a minute, I think, minute and 9 seconds, I think it was. Yeah, so that's Blue Moon next week, and obviously same sort of format. We're coming towards the end of this one. Obviously Spa's been released in the game now, so no doubt we'll have a race at Spa at some point, potentially the finale, which is normally at Le Mans. Will probably be at an endurance race at Le Havre. So I've already taken the B on for a few laps around there. It's nice, it feels good, planted, stable. Of course it's a fast track, so it's not going to be favourable for me because of BMW being so terrible in a straight line, but it doesn't really justify ripping all the downforce out of it just to make it a little bit faster through Eau Rouge. So that's it then. Final last shout out though to David Appleby Engineering for sponsoring the entire thing. Excite Energy Drinks, GT Amiga and Thrustmaster for their sponsorship and support. My chum Mr. Kablamo Dark Smoker for doing live stream commentary for the Pro League. And of course the Sim Racing groups taking part. So MRC, Mature Racing Club, NxtGen Racing, P1 and SimFX, who are all getting involved as well. So shout out to you boys if you're watching it. And yeah, we'll see you next week for some more racing.